Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker with your hashtag Better Together devotion for today. And today I'm continuing our discussion about testimonies and sharing those wonderful, amazing places where we experience and see God at work. And see, one of the places that I experienced this week of God at work was I had arrived at an appointment rather early, and I was not able to get into the building until a certain time. And it was a fairly early appointment, and so I was sitting there, and I was kind of sitting on the stoop, and I was looking around, and then I began to notice, because it was really early, I began to notice the sky. And I noticed, because we had a cold front coming into that particular morning, that the sky was changing these beautiful colors of orange and reds and wonderful, just amazing hues, and the deep purples, lavenders. There was all this color that was happening because of the sunrise. The sun was rising. You could almost hear or feel it, and I began to listen. Because in my listening to the colors, the listening to the beauty, I just felt God's presence. I felt God right here in my heart of hearts. I felt God's warmth. I felt God's light. I felt God's promise that the darkness of night shall not overcome the light, that even the dark was light to God. I recalled all of this wonderful imagery from the Bible about us as the church being the light of the world. That appointment actually was me trying to go be exactly that. I was waiting to go do a ride along with a police officer. You see, if we want to hear God and we want to experience God, we have to open ourselves to the possibilities of where God is revealing God's self. It can be in very wonderful places. It can be in the Bible. It can be in the shared conversation. It can be in a text message. It can be in nature. It can be in the sunrise. As the scriptures say, the heavens proclaim the glory of the Lord. I listened to God in the sunrise. I heard God's love in the colors that were being reflected through and refracted through the atmospheric vapors and dust particles of the moment. I experienced God. I saw God at work in the sunrise. Where have you seen God recently? What is your testimony? I invite you to share. Share it with a video. Share it with a picture. Share it with a moment of nature. Share it below as a story. When we share our testimony, we are sharing where we have experienced God recently, where God has revealed God's self to us. And when we do, as you've heard me say before, we are better together. Amen.